Now, from the Tri-States news leader, this is WGEM News.
Election day is coming up in Fort Madison. Hear from the two candidates vying for a seat on the city council. Plus, we have a breaking news update. The death toll has gone up in last night's Maine mass shooting. This as police continue their massive manhunt for the person they say is responsible. And Missouri mothers and children now have better access to healthy food. We'll tell you how. But first, good afternoon. I'm Blake Sammann, in for Natalie Will. New at noon, we have the latest drought monitor out, and unfortunately, it's not good news. Now let's bring in meteorologist Whitney Williams to explain why that is. Whitney, what are you seeing?
All right, well, let's first just kind of talk about the data that goes into this drought monitor. The cutoff time is Tuesday, so that means the beneficial rain that we had yesterday and today obviously don't get counted. When I look at the tri-states as a whole, a lot of us have not budged, just still the same as the previous week. However, the far northern tier of the tri-states, Clark County, Scotland County, Lee County, Hancock, and McDonough, portions of your area has gotten worse. But the good news is that with multiple days of rain in the forecast, we will finally see a nice improvement come next drought monitor. We've been watching the rain showers passing through today, and we continue to do so at this noon hour. Through the rest of the afternoon and into the early evening hours, we will continue to watch scattered to numerous rain showers passing on through. So at times, you will get a little bit of a break in the action, but we definitely have more rain out there. And once we get into tomorrow, that's when we're expecting our dynamic front to slide through. But I'll go into more details on what to expect from that front coming up.
Whitney, thank you. At 12:01, if you have young kids, you know it's important to make sure they eat healthy. Extra resources will remain in place for Missouri mothers who couldn't usually afford fruits or fresh or frozen vegetables. Missouri lawmakers have extended temporary WIC benefits to buy healthy food. That kicked in this month. The monthly amounts can range anywhere from $25 to $78, depending on one's situation. That's up from the pre-pandemic amount of $9 to $11. Those at the Lewis County WIC office say the extra cash is a big help for local families.
You know, we're looking at families who normally have a financial hardship. Fresh and frozen fruits and vegetables are expensive, so it just gives them opportunity to get those, make the healthy choices that they should when it comes to buying fruits and vegetables.
Coming up in the next half hour, we'll hear from a pediatrician on why getting fruits and vegetables into the diet of young kids can lead to some serious benefits later in life. Moving to Decision 2023 coverage ahead of the November election, we hear from the candidates running for the Fort Madison at-large city council position. They spoke at the same forum as the three mayoral candidates last night. Kevin Rink and Jerry Hamilton face off for that seat. Rink has served on the city council for the last 8 years. Hamilton hasn't served on the council but has run for the last 4 years. Here's what both of them think about hiring a city manager.
The city manager takes basically all of the department heads' top decisions and he makes them. You know, so a lot of the things that the city manager does, the police chief can make that decision, the fire chief can make that decision, the director of the sewer and water can make that decision.
You can't have the fire chief, the public works, or police chief running day to day as a city manager when they got their own departments to manage. So that would probably pick up more than what they have on their plate right now and probably overload the plate. So yes, I think it is important that we do have some.
The election takes place on November 7th. That's a little less than 2 weeks away. You can hear what the three mayoral candidates had to say at the forum at WGEM.com. Over to Hannibal, where police continue to investigate a series of car break-ins. Chief Jacob Naki says they've interviewed witnesses and victims on those break-ins that happened early in the morning yesterday. They say if you live in Hannibal, officers say you should remove any valuables from your car and make sure you lock the doors. Anyone with video footage or information about those break-ins is asked to contact the Hannibal Police Department. At 12:04, officials at one tri-state school district say they're better prepared for an emergency situation today. This comes after they ran a reunification drill yesterday. Both parents and volunteers in the Pikeland School District worked together for that drill. Students went to safety points where buses picked them up, then dropped them off at a local gym. Now, parents lined up outside of checkpoints. They showed their IDs and they picked up their kids.
What we have learned through this process is that each time we replicate it, we learn what we could have for opportunities for improvement. We learn things that worked well. We've learned about what do volunteers worry about if they're helping us with this process. We even talked to the students to find out what was confusing, what was clear. And so as we go through this, you'll probably see us do it again in the spring.
She says each time they do this reunification drill, they add more students. Yesterday, they had about 400 more than the last one they did in the spring. A breaking news update now at 12:05. A large manhunt is still underway in Maine for the gunman who opened fire in Lewiston at a bar and a bowling alley in yesterday night's mass shootings. 18 people have died. As many as 13 are injured. 40-year-old Robert Card is now the official suspect in connection with those shootings. NBC's Sam Brock has the latest from Lewiston, Maine.
We're in the Lewiston City Hall, where just a few moments ago we heard from the governor of the state and also Maine State Police about where things stand right now with the victims and certainly with the investigation and search for Robert Card, who was a person of interest. The big revelation from all of this, he's no longer a person of interest. He is a suspect and is now facing 8 counts of murder. The reason it's not higher, we found out right now that it's 18 confirmed deaths so far and 13 people who are injured. Only 8 of those individuals have actually been identified. So Card right now facing 8 murder charges that is expected to rise to 18 once those victims, sadly, are also identified. Other bits of information that we learned, according to the Maine State Police, and this is certainly the headline right now, our reality is that this man is still at large, which is to say the search continues. They have absolutely no idea what state he is in or even potentially what path he took. If they have that information, they're certainly not disclosing it. And perhaps most disappointingly, we really wanted to know, how could it be someone who, according to a police bulletin, had talked about his mental health issues, had been committed for a period of weeks just this past summer for mental health struggles? How could someone like that own and have access to a semi-automatic rifle, even if that person were to be experted and trained in weapons? And no one could answer the question. No one wanted to answer the question. They said, specifically, I'm talking about Maine State Police now, that they have to get to the bottom of the motive, the behavioral aspects of this. They can't divulge the information that I asked without really giving everything away. So we got virtually nothing when it comes to the character of the person they are looking for, Robert Card. What we did find out is a little bit more of the timeline as well, and specifically that the first shooting happened at about 6:56 in the evening, and then by 7:08, so 12 minutes later, from the bowling alley to the bar and restaurant, that's when the shooter struck again. He is facing 8 counts of murder. There are communities right now that are still waiting for any sort of information as to where the search is drilling down, because we don't even have that. We also found that 3 communities right now remain in lockdown. That includes Lewiston, also Bowdoin, which is 10 or 15 minutes away. All of them right now, all those communities, schools, business owners, homeowners being told to shelter in place at this moment as the search continues for the shooter. In Lewiston, Sam Brock, NBC News.
Well, if you base your type of coffee off of the temperatures, today may be another day you grab the iced coffee, as daytime highs today will top out near 70, well above normal. But get ready for a big temperature drop. Details on that, though, are straight ahead.
Also coming up, learn how you can give your feedback on some of the proposed changes to Quincy's transit system tonight. And it's bad when musical artists lip sync their songs on stage. Just ask Milli Vanilli. But that won't be the case at an event tomorrow. Local figures will go head-to-head to see who's the best at it. And it's all for a good cause.